Welcome to the Cerner Bed Management Team video. This video will show you how to view bed requests and handover notes on Firstnet and PowerChart. The first application we're going to use is Firstnet. Firstnet is used in emergency department and elec areas. Double click on Firstnet, log on to Firstnet with your username and password, and then click on OK. You are now logged on to Firstnet. ED launch point appears as your home page. To select a location, all you need to do is on the arrow key on the right hand side, click on change location and select the appropriate location from your list. Click on OK. Once you have selected the location, a list will appear with all the patients that are booked into that department. You have a number of tabs at the top. My patients will display your patients. All patients will show all the patients in that department. You can filter them down. Resus will just show you resus patients. You have majors, minors, peds, triage, and patients that are waiting to be seen. Your list will display patient's name, where that patient is. If you hover across, it gives you more information in regards to your patient. If you click on it, it gives you more information, it gives you your patient summary over here. Any allergies recorded for your patient. You've got your length of stay for your patient, and any breach times will appear over here. If a patient is being seen by a doctor, you'll have the doctor's initials over here, or if it's the nurse, you'll have the nurse initial over here. You've got your patient details. If you hover across any observations that have been done for your patient, it will be there for you to view. Click on it and that information is there for you. Click on close to come out. Any lab results, any radiology orders will appear in this list. Any nurse activities will appear over here. Any doctor activities will appear on this column. Any documents that are ready to view will appear over here. Status will show you if the patient has not been assigned as yet. If a patient has been assigned to a doctor and the treatment has started, that information will be there for you. If a decision has been made by the doctor to admit the patient, admission status will appear over here. When a bed request has then been completed by a doctor, the status from admission will now change to bed request, which appears under status over here. Once the bed request has been done, this request will go to the bed management team for the bed management team to then find a bed for that patient. If a patient has been marked as an isolation patient, where the patient name appears on the right hand side, you'll have a little yellow icon. This means this patient is an isolation patient. If you click on it, it will bring up this box for you where isolation patient is there for you. To view what's been recorded, you click on orders, click on OK to open the patient's record up. This patient is marked as an isolation patient. This was done during an order which was completed by the clinician. To view that order, all you need to do is look under over here where it says inpatient, and then if you look at the isolation patient status under inpatient over here, if I right click, if I click on order information, that information is there for you to view. So the reason is COVID-19, which was completed by the clinician. Click on close to come out. Click on close to close the patient's record down. To view all the documentation for your patient, e.g. handover notes for your patient, all you need to do is right click on the patient's name. The option you need is documentation. Click on documentation. Accessible info alert appears. Click on OK to continue. Any documentation completed for your patient will appear on the left hand side. You've got the date and time of that document. You've got the description of that document. To view the document, all you need to do is click on the document. The document will appear on the right hand side of your screen. To come out of your patient's record, click on the cross next to the patient's name. It will then take you back to ED launch point. To log out from Firstnet, you can either click on close or click on exit to log out. For inpatients, the application we need is PowerChart. Double click on PowerChart. Enter your login details for PowerChart. Click on OK to continue. You are now logged on to PowerChart. The system default will be your home page over here. To search for your patient, you can either search for your patient on the right hand side on your screen where it says name, or you can search by MRN number, or the other option is to click on patient, click on search, and it allows you to search for your patient. Recent will show you the last 9 records you've gone into. So if you've been in your patient's record before, your patient might appear in your recent list. If your patient is there, select your patient from your list. If your patient's not there, click on search. Either type in the patient's MRN number or RXR number or patient's NHS number, surname, forename, date of birth. Use any method used to search for your patient. Click on search. The system will bring up your patient's details at the top of your screen. Always make sure you've got the correct patient on the right hand side. So you've got your patient's name, gender, date of birth, age, and you have your patient's address appearing. At the bottom of your screen, the system will display any episodes for your patient. The most recent episode should always be at the top. Your patient will be an inpatient. To select the inpatient episode, click on it and then click on OK. Patient record opens. This is the blue banner of your patient. So you've got your patient's name at the top. At the second name, if you click on it, you'll be able to view your patient's demographics. So you've got your patient's telephone number if it's recorded, your patient's address there. Click on OK to come out. Any allergies recorded for your patient will be there for you to view. If your patient's got any alerts, it will appear on the left hand side. You do have more information such as safeguarding information. If you click on it, that information will be there for you. If a target discharge date is recorded for your patient, it will appear over here. You've got the age, date of birth, resus. If a patient is an isolation patient, that information appears over here. NHS number, MRN number, male, female. Location is a location of that ward where that patient is. As you can see, our patient is on ward 2. Our patient then inpatient, so it brings up the inpatient episode for your patient and the date of time of the admission. The discharge date is blank. This is because our patient has not been discharged as yet. Once the patient has been discharged, the date and time will appear over here. It then shows you the consultant the patient's under as well. To view any documentation or any orders requested for your patient, you click on menu, which appears on the left hand side of your screen. So if you click on menu, the option to view documentation is the same one what we used for Firstnet. You click on documentation, all the documents will be there for you. To view any documentation, e.g. if the patient's got any handover notes, click on it, that document appears on the right hand side. Click on menu again. Any requests or any orders placed for your patient, you need to click on request care and plans. Anything that's been ordered for your patient will appear on the right hand side. So if the bed has been requested for your patient, it will appear under inpatients. To view the order, so you've got the date and time that order was placed, right click allows you to view the order information. So click on order information. That information is there for you to view. You've got more tabs like additional info, you've got history, you've got any comments added. All that information will be there for you. To come out, you click on close. If the patient is an isolation patient, you've got that information also appearing on this list. To view that information, again, right click, click on order information, and then that information will appear over here. Click on close to come out. If the patient has got any future outpatient appointments or past appointments, again, click on menu, click on appointments. Any future appointments will be there for you, any past appointments will be there for you as well. If the patient has been listed for a procedure and the date and time has been booked for that procedure, this information will also appear over here. If you wanted to view any episodes for your patient, again, click on menu, click on patient information. All the episodes will appear under visit list. Any demographics for your patient, click on patient demographics. All the demographics for your patient will appear over here. Any results that need reviewing, click on menu, click on results review. This will display any recent results for your patient. Any radiology results, any vital signs, any assessments completed for your patient will appear over here. Click on close to close your patient's record down. This will then take you back to your home page. If you're not on your home page, you can click on the home button over here. This will take you back to your default page. For nurses, if you didn't want to search for your patient, you can also create a ward list. So to do this, there are a number of lists there. You've got Care Compass, you've got Patient List, Whiteboard and Discharge. To create a list, for example, if you wanted to create a whiteboard list, click on Whiteboard and the drop down option. We've not created any lists as yet, that's why the list is blank. To create a list, click on List Maintenance. Any list you have created will appear either in Available List or under Active List. If the list is not there, click on New, click on Location, click on Next. Where it says Locations, click on the plus sign, select the hospital you need, select the area or level for that ward, select the ward, click inside the box, click on Discharge Criteria. The option you need is the middle one, which is only display patients that have not been discharged. Click on Next, click on Finish. That ward appears on the left hand side, so you can create as many wards as you want, but on the system you can only have 9 active wards on the right hand side. So to make this ward active, click on the ward, click on Add, click on OK. Your ward has now appeared under Patient List. If you do need any more wards, click on List Maintenance again. You can go in, you can add as many wards as you want. If you do make a mistake, all you need to do is highlight the ward. You can remove that ward from your list, or you can right click, you can delete that patient list as well. Your ward list appears. You've got your patient's name, you've got your location, you've got more columns appearing over here. To remove any columns, or if you think you're missing any columns, you click on this arrow key, you click on Layout Configuration. This is where any columns you don't need, you untick. Any columns you need, you leave them as it is. Once you've done that, you click on Apply, and it will update those columns for you. We do have a column as well for Whiteboard, which is Maya Flow Bed Allocation. If you can't view any information in these columns, or if your patient is grayed out, the reason this will be is that you have not established a relationship with your patient. So in order to view the information of your patient's grayed out, to open the patient's record up, all you have to do is click on Establish Relationship, and select your nurse access role and then click on establish. Your patient will no longer be grayed out and the information will appear in these columns. To open the patient record up now, all you need to do is click on the patient's name. Accessible info alert comes up, click on OK. It will open up your patient's record for you. To close the patient's record down, click on close. To exit from PowerChart, you can either click on close or click on exit to log out. Thank you for watching this video. Further Cerner EPR videos are available on our YouTube channel.